people, thank you very much for joining us today on the program, Woman to Woman. I'm adorable Adesuwa Osa Owage. If you check your screen, you will find a social media handle. You can use any to reach us on the program, Woman to Woman, and of course, our phone number. Today on Woman to Woman, we want to look at marriage. Is marriage different from wedding? After the wedding ceremony, how do you cope in your marriage? Some persons go into marriage with an illusion. Others go into marriage with a different mindset. And then when they get to the business of the day, which is marriage proper, then problems will begin to arise. So we have two ladies in the house. One is, of course, married, the other unmarried, and, looking forward to getting married soon. Both of them are going to be telling us what they think or what they feel marriage proper should be. And what kind of mindset should a young lady who is aspiring to get married have, before getting into that relationship called marriage. Some people say it's a bondage. Some people have called marriage all sorts of names, particularly if their marriages are not working. But today we want to know different marriage and weddings. What is the difference? What should we look out for? And what are the things we should have in our minds when it comes to this issue? So join me as I make welcome my beautiful lady. Seated beside me is Omo Olumese is seated right beside me. Omo, it's nice to have you on the program.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and so I have Princess. Okay, let me say the delectable Princess Bola Akalame on the program. It's nice to have you.
Thank you for
having me. And you look so fabulous.
Thank you.
My kind of dress.
Thank
I love
you.
that.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, let's go to the business of the day. What we'll talk about, I'm not going to ask you now because you're not married, so you hold on, let me talk to a married woman. All right, Princess, we're looking at marriage and weddings, the wedding ceremony and the marriage proper. Can you please just differentiate between the two before I ask you further questions?
Yeah, wedding ceremony and marriage, they are a little different. Wedding ceremony is when you are planning towards getting married. When you are preparing, when you want to do, is that a court marriage, traditional marriage, or church?
All the preparations,
yes,
all the trees and the frills.
Sometimes you use 3 months, 6 months to be preparing towards the wedding. So there is difference between wedding ceremony and marriage itself. Wedding is someone when you meet your partner or you see someone that, I love this person, I like this person, I think I want this person to be my future partner. And gradually you people are preparing yourself financially, morally, emotionally, preparing yourself towards the journey of life.
Yes.
Let me call it that way. Why wedding itself is when you are into the business.
That's the marriage
itself, marriage itself is when the two union, that is former union, more emotionally, legally, and financially, being in a marriage, and two individuals coming together and becoming one.
Living under the same roof.
Marriage, a lot. And in marriage, a lot to talk about in marriage, because marriage itself is unique. It's approved by God. A lot of things is happening in marriage. Okay.
So tell us those things. We want to know the good things and the bad things that are happening in marriage. Why is it difficult for people to stay together after the wedding ceremony and then the marriage proper? They're not living together. That is when you see problems raising up its ugly head. So why do young couples have problems in marriages? Yes,
it's because, one, they are unable to study each other very well, and their divination of coming into that marriage. A lot of people coming into marriage because the person is financially buoyant, because the person is handsome, or because this person is pretty, or because the person have everything they want, which is very paramount. Before you go into marriage, first of all, what you look at to, this person are we compatible?
Okay. Do
we love each other? You know, I always say that when a lady is getting married, you should look at this. Let the percentage of man be 60% of love, while the woman is 40%. Okay. Because most times, the love of the man always supersedes the love of the woman. Because most times, the men always have this emotionally, they're always down emotionally. Because the love of the women, they have this love. They are passionate about whatever they are into, especially their home. So, wedding is just the preparation, but marriage, a lot we need to talk about in marriage. That is marriage itself. One, humility. On the part of the woman or the man? Both partners. Okay, there should be humility. There is humility. They should have this. When the man talk, the woman should be humble. Shouldn't be having this anger or talk to the man or should be shouting, submissive. The man and the woman is both sides. Because when marriage is going to work, it's going to work with both sides. You know, one, humility. Two, love, commitment. The man and the woman need to love each other because that will make the marriage last long. It's a forever thing. It's not something you just woke up one day and said, a lot of people do that, but it's not advisable for you to wake up one day and say, I'm leaving the man or I'm tired, you know. You have to persevere. You have to push further. You make sure that your marriage works, you know. Talk to each other. When there is love, I believe love supersedes everything. You know, before coming into the studio, I was discussing with somebody, and she said, look, it is in our mother's generation that you find women who are humble, women with loads of humility, women who are submissive. These days, marriage does not have, it's just a few that took training from their mothers properly, that are adhering to all those invisible rules that are inbuilt into marriage. That these days, if a man talks to the wife the way the wife does not want, she can just go in, pack her things, and then leave. Damn that marriage, you know, that kind of a thing. It's about women of those days address their husbands as Lord and Masters. He said, because these days, you can just call your husband's name, Leo, Alpha, George, wait, you know, that kind of a thing, you know. He said, that is why these days, women do not have regard for marriage. After the ceremony, the marriage can just die within a month or within 2 months. It does not really matter. All the woman knows that she will move to another stage. So what are those ingredients, apart from this humility? Love. But let me ask you this question. When love fails, because I know that I had cause to attend a marriage seminar, and the resource person said at a point in her marriage, she discovered that love was dead. Yes. She just discovered that she does not have that emotional feelings towards the husband again. But something kept her in that marriage. So what are those ingredients that can keep a couple together when love fails or fades? A lot, because first of all, look back. Look at when you people are in love. What he did, the love is shallow on you. When the love was shocking. Yes, look at those things. And look at your strengths or your work towards that family. You've invested a lot in that family. So when you look at all those things, you'll be advising yourself that no, I should not just leave this marriage. I've invested a lot in this marriage. It's not about financial aspect of it.
Investment.
Emotionally, physically, financially, you have invested in that marriage. So there is no point.
You have put in number of years.
Yes. So there is no point for you leaving the family or leaving the marriage. What keeps you going is when you look back and think and look at the things you've done, or you people have together, you people love, you two of you are being in love with each other, and what are the things that will make you to be out of that thinking that this person, when you continue to initiate or revive the love, those things that you people used to do before, you now look at it. Do you know that sometimes a newly wedded couple, they go to bedroom, they take their bed together,
hey,
and all
love.
of that. After 10 years, you see that there is nothing like that anymore. You know. So when things like this, when you know that things are not failing in your marriage, you call your husband or you call your wife. Honey, we have been doing all this before. What really happened? Let's talk.
What did you miss it?
What is it missing? Do you know that when the newly couple just got married, they play games together. You know, they talk to each other. Let them go back to it so that it will revive their marriages. And a lot of things. One, the importance that will make you to grow in your marriage. First of all, when we talked about humility, we talked about love, and we talked about sexual fulfillment. Sexual fulfillment, when you see that your wife, when you study that your wife really needs this, you understand?
And she may not talk.
You may not talk, but you know how we point that no, I have to, there's this sign that I have to portray before
just give the green light.
Yes,
you know.
You know why the woman, when you know that your husband is not that a shy type, or you don't know how to talk, or you don't know how to say something like that, you move closer to him, and you know you give him the signal and all of that. It will keep the marriage going. You know, and a lot of things. And we talked about love, we talked about humility, and we talked about sexual fulfillment. And the emotional, the financial aspect of it is very key, very important. When you look at your family and you see that things are no longer moving well, what do you need to do as a man or as a woman? It's just for you to get up from your sitting where you are and make sure that things work properly. You know, they say a wise woman
builds a home.
Builds her homes, you know.
And the foolish one use their left leg to scatter everything.
So don't look at side talk. Don't look at, oh, my friends, husband, they are building this, they are buying cars, they are doing a lot of things. Concentrate on your own. Make sure you build your home.
Okay.
You know, I always say that. Most time you see some women, they talk down on their husband. Do you know that when you talk down on your husband, the same way those people will be looking at you? Because you need to build, it's your home. When your husband is on top, you are there already. The aspect of, some people say, my money is my money. My husband's money is our money. Let us set that aside.
We should follow that up.
Yes, let's build the home together. Because most times when they are calling your husband, you are also the beneficiary of those things. So a lot of things are in marriage.
Okay, Princess, thank you. Let me ask the unmarried, looking towards marriage very soon. Ms. Olumese, let me address you that way. How are you?
I'm fine.
Now, what are the things you look out for? Or what are the things you have at the back of your mind as you prepare for marriage?
You know, being not married yet, I really learned a lot today.
Okay.
And first, what I set my eyes on when I want to go into marriage, I believe marriage is based on love. You know, some of us today, we see marriage, you know, and some see it as gay, some see it a place where you invest. If the money is gone, then the marriage
is gone. For better for stay, for worse for go.
So sometimes if I'm talking with my friends, they will say, I need a handsome man. A man that I will be looking to be giving me joy. So we say, I need a man that has the cash. You know, I need a man that has flashy cars. What's always come out?
What about a man with 6-pack, 2-pack, 3-pack, 10-pack, all those ones?
So what I usually tell them is that money will come and go, wealth will come and go. I say, babe, the only thing which I foresee in marriage that will never come and go is love. Because I remember when I was still growing young, at about 50 years, when you see my mom and my dad together, me, I will be asking them, what is all this? They will say, this is love. When you are growing up, the love supposed to grow with you, not when you are going in marriage, the love will be dying. No. The first thing that you have in marriage is love. Because when love binds two people together, nobody can separate them.
Okay.
When love binds two people together, no matter circumstances in life that can bring them down, that love is there to strengthen them.
You know, young girls these days, when you ask them their ideal man, they will give you the characteristics of living and non-living things. I want a man who will stand like an Iroko tree.
Yes.
I want a man who is unmovable or unshakable like the Olumo Rock in Abeokuta. I want a man who is this. I want a man who is that. They will go further to say that I want a man who has Michael Jackson's shape, but he must have Bill Gates' pockets and he must have Charlie Boy's hairstyle. You know, you want a man like Michael Jackson, but you don't want the head of Michael Jackson. You want another head on top of that body. Then you want a different pocket. Then you want a different kind of cars. You know, you just want a man, and then you begin to wonder, what is this girl up to? What does she want in a man? Is she going to marry, or she just wants a puppet to play with? You begin to wonder, when girls do things like that, do you think they want to stay in marriage? Or they are just interested in the ceremony?
Such people that have such characteristics, I'm not sure that I'm ready to settle down. Because when God described marriage in the Bible, with those characteristics they have listed, none of them is in the Bible. They say when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So as a wife, you supposed to have the quality first. Supposed to have the quality that will make a man find a good thing.
What are those qualities we should look at in a young lady who is aspiring to get married, who is ready to stay in marriage, who is not only interested in, because for some persons, they're only interested in the wedding. I was talking to somebody the other day, I said, Auntie, na 3 marriage I do. 3. I said, how can only you do 3 marriage? He said, yes, so I did traditional marriage, I went to the registry, I went to church, so it's 3. And then when you find other girls, they say, no, any man that cannot go through that journey, I'm not ready for that. You know, you begin to wonder, is it the ceremony you're interested in, or the living together as one that is important for a young lady?
You know, to me, it's the living together that is important to me.
How do you live together? Because these days they said most young ladies these days are ill-mannered. They are not well trained. They don't want to stay in marriage. Because you find out that somebody gets married today. In another 1 month's time, the marriage is over. And you begin to wonder, what went wrong? What went wrong? Let me throw this to the married woman. What, you know, as a newly wedded couple, what should that woman expect? Because during courtship, you used to go to like one big restaurant to eat. You go to one fast food. You want to go out, the guy calls you a cab. Hey, pick up my girl at so place. You know, and then when you get into marriage, all of those things are not coming anymore. You know, you're expected to cook in the house. You're expected to tidy up. You're expected to take care of your husband. And so I've actually seen a marriage go under because the girl refused to cook. The man got home before her and waited for his dear wife to come back home to come and cook. And the woman asked the question, how dare you? You got home before me. Why did you not cook? Who says it is my duty to die in the kitchen? Why did you not enter the kitchen to cook for both of us to eat? And that was the end of the marriage. That was just it. And the girl took a walk. You know, so newly wedded couple, how should they behave?
The problem is that everyone is in haste to get married. I can give you an instance of one, the one I know. A man is above 45 now. We have been talking to him to get married. I wish I introduced someone to him. They studied each other. He did not discover that the lady is not good enough for him. So at the end of the day, he find out he looked for another person. When he got this person, because he's already have the intention is there that I want to get married. So because of that, this other lady, he didn't study him. They are even getting married next month, December, next month, the 3rd. So the problem right now is that there is not compatible there, because even as at this present time, the guy is already complaining that the lady will just come one day, he won't do anything. They stay very far from each other, but at the same time, but he won't come to. So they didn't know each other's behavior, don't understand each other. So now, when those people now get into marriage, a lot of mistakes will be there. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to cook, because you haven't been cooking for him before. The man in question have not tested a food.
But is it proper for a woman you're planning to marry to cook for? Is it proper for a woman like this young lady here now? Is it proper for her to go to her man's house, cook, wash,
no, it's not that,
do all those things,
no,
start doing the work of a housewife when she's not married to the man yet?
It's not like being a housewife when you are not getting married. When you are not married yet. But at least once in a blue moon, do things like that. That is the characteristic of a lady that wants to get married.
For the man.
I'm not of this opinion of washing clothes for the man, but at least there are some things you do that the man will say, oh, this is a good wife, a wife material, you understand? Most times, do you know what happens? Some ladies, they prefer, meet me at Mr. Big or meet me at so restaurants every time and then. And this lady can't call this man to order that, no, this money you have been using is very bad. I don't like it. Why can't you just cook this food, and it will save us a lot of money and a lot of stress of going to restaurants all the time? Do you know that the man will look at the lady and say, no, this is a good wife. This is a wife material. And from there, and that is the mistakes a lot of a lady make. Before you knew, the woman will say, no, this particular girl, I'm going to get married to her because she is a wife material. For her to caution me on this area, I think it would be good for me to marry her. So a lot of ladies made these mistakes, and I want them to know that it's not good for you want to settle down. I want this kind of man. I want to get married. I want to get married. And you don't have the quality. You can't advise a man. If you can't advise a man when you are not married, how can you advise a man when you get married? So there should be a mother. There should be a mother, a sister, even before getting married, so that the man will know that, look, this my wife to be is one in town. So
quickly, as we round up now, what are the things one should look out for to have a good marriage? We're not talking about this wedding ceremony now.
Yes.
What should a man look out for? What should a woman look out for if you want to have a wonderful home?
Yes. First thing, one, should trust each other. Trust is very important in marriage. When there is no trust, there's bound for issues to come up. Trust each other, love each other, the commitments, put all your efforts, sexual fulfillment, you need to put it in place. Sure, that one is very important in marriage, because a lot of women said, no, okay, there is a roster for it. Some family have a roster for that. Some family have a roster for that. So that sexual aspect of it, a lot of people don't talk about it, but it's very important in marriage. If you want your marriage to go on smoothly, that sexual aspect of it is very important.
All right, thank you very much, Princess. Okay, Omo, as we round up now, what's your advice to young ladies like you who aspire to get married, who are looking for the impossible in a man?
My advice to them is that when you are looking forward to get to get married to, that's the ideal man you have pictured in mind. First of all, have the character of that ideal man. Be like that very person you are praying for, you want to get married to.
Okay.
And again, that mindset of you having a luxurious man, handsome, big nyash, kind of style. No, that is not the basic of a good man.
Okay.
When you are having an idea of a good man, sit, pray, and ask God to give you that faithful man who will love you until
Okay.
the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Omo Princess. Thank you for making
Thank you for having me.
time to be with us. Omo, thank you for being with us. All right, people, this is it. Weddings and the marriage itself. There is always a big difference. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.